Grandma and Grandpa.
I'm just gonna start this. I don't know what I'm just gonna say, but
Hi family, this is like my 7th take, so I've been crying a lot.
Hi family.
Hello family.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
Hey fam.
I really wish I could be there, but this is 10 days before the bar exam and this is really crunch time for me, and I wish I could take time off, but I can't. And I love you all so much and I miss you all so much.
Hi everyone, we're the twins.
All right, Dion, get out of the background. Stop dancing around.
Jeez, how many are out there? 100? 200? 300?
Once upon a time, high on a hill in a town called Pittsburgh, there stood a grand castle. In this castle lived a wise king and a kind queen.
We're all here to celebrate the life of Mom and Dad. An amazing life it was.
You dared cross the huge ocean with 4 very young children to live in a strange country, not knowing what was ahead of you. You were all so brave.
So what is the impact that Grandma and Grandpa had on me?
What does Grandma and Grandpa mean to me?
We miss you.
Mom and Dad, it's been many years now since you've left us, but you've not really left us, because in my heart you're always there with me every day.
Their castle wasn't just made of stone, but of warm wood and filled with laughter and memories. It was a place where their village always gathered, for the king and queen had built a legacy of love that stretched through generations.
Lasting memories of Grandma and Grandpa Basco.
He taught me how to cook some Filipino food. He taught me how to be patient and forgiving and welcoming.
When I hear my kids talk about memories of Mom and Dad and the nephews and nieces talking about them, it's always about the memories that were generated out of the Region House. And let me tell you, it was great times there.
They always gave us a space to be somewhere where we felt like we belonged and where we were loved and where we had a community.
Always when we drive up to the house and seeing whose car's there. Another aunt, another uncle, a cousin.
Ariana, Eleanor, and everybody just singing.
Daddy's home, daddy's home, daddy's home to stay.
And how there would also be another group of people playing Scrabble in the kitchen.
Endless amount of games that we would play with each other. Scrabble, any card game you can think of, knock, left, right, center, gestures.
Loudest games was, did we ever get the cops called on us? Because we were playing Scrabble?
She would play all night mahjong. All night. Like, we go to sleep on a Friday, I believe it was like a Friday night, and then we wake up Saturday morning to play, to watch cartoons, Saturday morning cartoons, and her and her friends were still playing mahjong.
We play knock, oh my God, knock, dot, 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 speed aggravation, trivial pursuit, Pictionary.
Scrabble games and hide and seek in the dark and that endless slip and slide in the backyard and poker and that time Uncle Ernie squirt gun to fart in Jordan's face. All of those times that all the cousins crammed into the living room.
Grab a cushion off the couch, grab a blanket or a towel or a curtain, something to keep you warm.
Watching wrestling with the Basco boys and my brothers and cousins, other cousins, and then we're all pretending to be like Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant and Brutus Beefcake, and then jumping off the top of the couch pretending like it was the top rope, and then just dropping an elbow on each other, and then somebody's crying, and then you pick them up and stop crying, and then you go back to like...
It's too much sometimes, just too much. It was a lot of fun, super chaotic.
Mom and Dad always treated my friends as family, even friends of friends as family, and even strangers they brought in and treated them like family.
And it didn't have to be a holiday. Of course, holidays were fantastic.
I, like probably 90% of the people watching this, lived in that house for a time when I needed a place, and kind of became part of the stories that and the memories that we all made in that house.
You know, I remember living upstairs in the middle bedroom and drawing my initials on the wall and drawing whatever I wanted on the wall and making my mark on that house like so many of us did.
I think all of us have lived there at one point in our lives. But when I was there were 13 of us staying in the one house.
The Sunday barbecues that we used to have, especially during the summer.
And I got this thing where anybody that come over said, "Did you eat already? Are you hungry? Did you eat already?" So that came from you.
Watching her make the lumpia wrappers. I remember myself, my friends, she would do the lumpia wrappers by hand, and just watch how she doesn't burn her hands while she's cooking these lumpia wrappers.
Did you eat yet? And even if the answer is yes, Grandma's still going to hand you a plate of food, and she's still going to expect you to eat it.
I mean, maybe, sure, they told you that you were gaining weight right after they told you to eat something, and they were constantly feeding you rice and Filipino sausage and lumpia and like all of the good stuff. Even though you were getting fed all of that, they still called you fat.
Ari, you're getting so fat!
You're so fat. Why are you so fat? You need to lose weight. Nah. 10 minutes later, oh, eat. Here, there's plenty of food. Eat.
The thing I remember most about Great Grandma Basco that I can like hear vividly in my head is her voice. Hearing it now today, and always feeling just love and acceptance, you know, making sure I ate, and ask me how I'm doing, you know, telling me how big I got since the last time I saw her.
And the food, oh, so much food.
Oh, did you eat that? Here, you come eat now. You eat now. Eat now.
The food, right? So much food. Like when Grandpa would show up with tons of crab and the feast that would sort of ensue from there. And huge pots of adobo and piles of lumpia and rice cookers that just never seemed to shut off.
You know, Uncle Jared and I, we were talking recently about sometimes we start craving like certain foods. And I think he was talking about how he was craving like Chopin or something like that. I could be wrong, but it was something like that. And I was telling him about how I was like really craving like Spam, eggs, and rice, because what we were kind of saying was we were craving it, but what we realized is what we were really craving was the memories that we had associated with that, and spending time with all of you and missing that family time with everyone.
Every meal, we had a meal, and Grandma cooked Grandpa a meal every meal, like he had his own, remember? Like of course, at the end of the table, like we all ate together.
No matter what we ate, Grandpa had Filipino
had
food.
A Filipino meal.
Every night.
On that side, on his seat, he had a Filipino meal.
Grandpa Basco would be sitting down to have breakfast, and he would take his coffee and he would go,
I remember as a child, Grandpa would just lay in his lazy boy in front of the TV and have golf on. And every time we tried to change the channel, he wouldn't open his eyes. Hey, I'm watching that. Hey, I'm watching that. And I never understood it until now, because that is exactly what I be doing on the weekends.
when we all took turns painting on the laundry room wall and all the wonderful paintings we had on there. My mom's flowers up on the cabinets, Jared DeLohan's Superman. I painted R2-D2 and C-3PO, Uncle Pine's Fisherman, Uncle David's Giant Parrot.
The gardening that Dad did, he enjoyed it. I think he's dropped a lot of that off to me.
Let me take you back to my earliest memories. It starts here in Shore Acres, 93 Beach Drive. Not much to look at now, but back then it was a castle. It was a castle built by these guys.
Our weekend trips, our day trips where we would pack up what was in the fridge for lunch and drive as far as we could go.
I think this is might be the very first FAG, 116 Carolyn Drive. That's really where I grew up. And me and Danny, teenagers in that house. Oh my God, what a riot that was. Probably heard the stories about the M80 in the fireplace.
And Grandma always had romance novels.
She did. Oh, like stacks.
A gang of way more romance novels. And I didn't even understand the situation of what a romance novel was until we picked it up one day and started reading it, and it was
a lot of
pornographic. It was what it was.
All the jokes that your grandchildren did to you, Grandma, about stealing the car and parking it somewhere, and then you wake up in the morning, you couldn't find your car. Well, that was your grandchildren. Or your fear of snakes, and one day you woke up and there's a plastic snake under your blanket, and boy, we thought you had a heart attack.
We played a lot with our younger relatives, Kaya, Skylar.
Hey, they're not younger than us.
Oh yeah, we're the youngest. Cut that out. Kaya, Skylar, Gabe, Dom, Linnea. We all messed around a lot in various places of the house. We played games in the living room. We ran around the backyard, just on the hillside. We threw a tricycle down there once, good times. We also played hide and seek around the house a lot, probably going to places we shouldn't have gone. This one got hurt a couple times.
I got a nail. I was hiding under the bed and I sat on a nail and I got a nail lodged in my knee. And I didn't even notice it until I got out of the hiding spot.
I remember eating balut with Grandpa. I remember having to kill our chickens in the backyard because the neighbors were complaining.
Chickens in the sheds in Pittsburgh. And a rooster.
So we had fresh eggs.
All the time.
At one point we had to kill that chicken, and that was a crazy, we had to kill the chicken. We didn't.
Grandpa was in the back, I can remember Grandpa was in the backyard, and he had the rooster tied up with twine.
Right.
To the friggin' patio that we built when Uncle Dom, and then one friggin' summer, and Grandpa calls for Derek. Dad, what do you call Derek? And because he's the oldest, and Derek looked up like, I don't want to go there, but then we were gonna go. Derek went over there, and he said, "Hold him," and Derek was holding the dude, and Grandpa just took a knife, like it wasn't even a sharp knife. I swear it wasn't that sharp, and cut his head off, and the head fell, and then Derek let go of the body, and it just started flapping. Remember?
Chicken went all over the place.
And he's like,
a head.
"Damn it! Grab it!" And Derek got grabbed and he grabbed it, and then he squeezed
the blood into his
rice. And that rice bowl, I remember that rice bowl still. It was sat on top of the microwave all day long. And then they cooked that chicken. They fried that chicken, and we sat at that table.
And none of us wanted to eat.
No one wanted to eat that chicken. It was like a feather, and then they did something with that bowl of rice. That bowl of rice came out. Grandpa ate that bowl of rice. That was gangster. I remember that vividly.
There was like this workstation bench thing with this like metal clamp. I'm pretty sure it was used to like help glue pieces of wood together. But we would go and pick lemons from the lemon tree, and we would like use it. We would like crank it and like squeeze lemons until they like exploded, and like we'd collect all the juice in like a cup or something, and we'd make lemonade out of it. Which, like, looking back is probably really stupid and unhealthy, and we're probably lead poisoning.
And then you walk in the door, and then boom, there's the mirror, and it's like, it's you. But then you look to your left, and who's in the living room, and you hear some noise into the kitchen and breakfast area.
We had all been laughing and people were drinking and it was just a good time. And then, people started falling asleep. And then maybe like 2 hours later, Uncle Deo went to sleep. And that's when he decided everyone needed to be quiet, even though people had been sleeping for like hours at this point. Uncle Deo came out. We needed to shh because people were sleeping now. Even though they had been sleeping for hours, but it was just so funny to us, and I love you, Uncle Deo. It was just hilarious, and we were just laughing on the floor for so long, and then Uncle Jordan was laughing in his little he, and that made us all laugh so much harder.
A house built with love has elastic walls, and that's how we fit in that house. And as far back as I can remember, it's always been that way in this family.
It was a good time at the houses, mom and dad's houses, from the impromptu parties that were there and the sing-alongs that we shared all through the night and wee hours of the morning.
One of my first memories meeting everybody at the Regent House was how everybody played the guitar and sang in the living room until all hours of the morning. Didn't have a worry on my mind. But then I saw you standing there. Your eyes just seemed to stare.
Their village wasn't made of houses, but of family, children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, all connected by the love that was grown in that very castle on the hill.
They gave up everything. They gave up their whole lives to come move here for their family to have opportunities that they wouldn't have had there.
You started your married life in 1941 in the middle of World War II, went through the perils of devastation and turmoil of war, started a family with dreams of coming to the United States to give them all the possibilities of opportunity.
Coming through World War II, immigrating to the United States, I couldn't do it, but I'm glad they did.
They're the reason we're all here. They are the people that started this huge, amazing, sometimes crazy family that we all get to be a part of.
Oh, the one thing that Grandma and Grandpa taught us was Ohana.
What they mean to me is love and a huge family tree and a big support system. And, even if we don't see you for a while, or I don't see you for a while, I still know that I love you and you got love for me.
No matter how many grandkids they had, no matter how many kids they had, how big of a family they created, they always made everybody feel so special.
I think you all know how special you feel to be a part of this family, and when we're all around each other, you feel that. Like you feel like you're somebody.
Always feeling hugged and held and a sense of belonging.
The sense of an encouragement for me. Go out, go see places, see different things.
How much they supported, my little family when we were going through a hard time, and that no matter what, I always have the support of my family.
The caring, the sharing was always there with Mom and Dad, and it continued on.
Talking with friends and family members, you didn't realize how much you inspired them. Your kindness and your compassion made a world of difference.
Our grandparents just created the perfect environment for our big old family to just be ourselves with each other. And it just comes from love.
Like Mom always said that she learned how to really love and be a part of a family and take care of people and love people and accept it and do everything from Grandma Basco, and she really did. That's why we were really lucky. And that's the main thing that we had with them, is that we saw their love all the time. And
they poured so much into us that it impacted the extended families. It impacted the people who married into the families. I remember my grandpa Willis saying about how he became more affectionate and learned to love better because he saw how the Basco clan did it.
And if that comes through from me, who only knew them until I was 10, until I was 16, that means that it came from them, but it also came from my Grammy. It also came from my dad, and it came from my sister, and it came from my uncles, and it came from my cousins and my aunts.
And about you, Dad, and you, Mom, you've been married over 65 years and more, and that's a good example of dedication of a marriage, of commitment. 55 years now, they and I are married. And we got that example from the both of you being a happily married couple.
Another wonderful thing about you all, especially your dad, is you had terms of endearment for everybody. You had names for your granddaughters. You had a Miss America, you had a Miss Philippines, you had a Miss California, and Miss Hawaii.
So my name in terms of Grandpa B is Miss California or Miss California.
The most vivid memory I have of great grandma, though, for sure, was when I was a little older. Benji was a little guy, and it was 2015. And I knew grandma wasn't doing too well, so Benji and I, just the two of us, made the trip up north to go see her. And the next day, we all went out to barbecue. We all went out to barbecue at a barbecue restaurant, and it was a great time. And I took a picture. Uncle Justin, if you could put that right there. There's great grandma and there's Benji. At the barbecue restaurant, I think it was right outside the barbecue restaurant. And I just thought that was such a cool picture that I wanted to share with everybody. Benji and I were set to leave to go back home. And great grandma wasn't feeling very well. And I thought, oh, maybe I should stay. And then my grandma Ida, said, no, don't worry about it, son. You and Benji get home safe, drive safe. And we left. And then the next day or the day after, great grandma passed away. So I'm so grateful that we got to see her and Benji got to meet his great grandma.
She annoyed you?
Yeah, but she was like, she pinched the shit out of me, hell out of me. She pinched me a lot. My wife.
You never met Grandma and Grandpa. You could say hi to Alice. This is Alice.
Hi.
We're going to family reunion. Do you have any memories of my grandparents? Zero memory. You never met them.
Your grandma always talked to me.
Oh yeah.
She said,
ow, stop
pinch
it.
him.
She always pinches me to this day. And she said, your grandma
"It's a
just...
pot, one more
Ow!
I remember her beautiful nails that she always had done, like specifically like a red on the outside and like this white like point going through the middle. And what I remember about it is they never really felt good. Once you said, put your ear here, and she would, ooh-wee.
No matter how old I got, Grandma B always pinched my cheeks.
And she finally did a commercial with us.
Oh, she did?
Later in life.
She did. She
like
did.
her last year of life.
Yeah.
She did the Coca-Cola commercial. We got cut out. Her hands made it, but
oh yeah.
That was kind of cool too. She said that was a big thing for her.
I was telling somebody the other day about Grandpa B and the Badan March and how he got shot and he almost died and all of that. And I felt like I was talking about a superhero, which is crazy. Like he wasn't a superhero. He was my grandpa, but like he also kind of was a superhero.
But your clothes live on and your presence live on in my daughter Ariana because she wears your clothes, Mom. She loves your clothes, all the Filipiniana clothes, and she is taking your example of being active in the Filipino community here in LA as you were in Pittsburgh, how active you were?
I often think of how your spirits, how your home was always open, how you kept us and held us together through thick and thin.
Most of you know Dad taught me to golf, taught most of the elder Filipinos nowadays in Pittsburgh to play golf.
Grandpa taught me how to play golf. I wish I would have stayed with that.
And Dad, you taught your kids how to play golf. And that's a legacy that lives on in my boys.
But one thing I regret about not doing with Grandpa when I was younger was golfing. I'm here about ready to play golf right now, y'all. I'll tell you what I shoot at the party. It's probably gonna be low, probably par, or 1 or 2 over. We'll see. I'm the best golfer I know.
Would have really loved you around to help us through some of these rougher times with the family.
Look, we've all had beef. And I'm not talking about Dinigwan. I'm talking about like the beef with each other, and a lot of you have gone through some stuff and held some grudges. Some of you still holding grudges out there. And all I can say is I really hope you find a faster path to forgiveness with each other, that you find some kind of spark to open yourself up to forgiveness.
Maybe some of us bump heads a little bit. There are some differences here and there.
I should have asked a lot more questions about the family and all the stuff that happened through your lives.
We make mistakes, do things maybe that we shouldn't have done, say things that we shouldn't have said.
What does it matter? We're family. We're always here for each other. I feel that in my heart with all of you.
Look around you. In that room, you should be filled with a bunch of family members that you're close to, that you maybe, have feuds with or whatever. But when it comes down to it, we're all family.
Yeah, I've been thinking about you guys lately. Well, not just because of this get-together we're having, but I'm getting old, and now I know how you guys. I know how you guys felt when, you in your later days are more understanding.
In hard times, in happy times, and no matter what, we always had each other. And that was so important to them, that we all had a place to go to be with each other, because nothing to them was more important than family, no matter what happened, or no matter how hard things got, or what people were struggling with or fighting about, or anything.
We have hit some bumpy roads since your passing. And I hope that we all do find a way back to each other, because I sure do miss it. And I know that when we're together, that's when you are the most alive in us.
Grandma told me that one of the main reasons that her and Grandpa moved here was because they wanted their kids and their family to have as many educational opportunities as possible, and that was really important to them, and that getting an education or having the option to get one was the driving force of why they did that. And to me, that always really stuck with me, and I never wanted to take that for granted. And so here we are, post law school, studying for the bar. So I have Grandma to blame for that, but I also have her to thank. It took me a while to kind of really understand the impact of that, and once I did, I just never let that go. And no matter how hard things got, or how scary things got with school, or even now how hard studying for the bar is, I always think back to that.
I keep your memory through my grandkids, and I talk about you, the stories that we did when we were living together.
I'll tell you what, my whole life growing up around Pittsburgh, everyone would say, "You're Dolores' grandson." They're like, I know your grandma. They look at my face and they're like, I know your grandma. I don't know none of these people. And they're like, I know your grandmother. And guess what? My son looks like me. So he looks like you, Grandma.
For sure.
So,
And you have her temperament too. I mean, Grandma was super social and jovial.
I wish you could have met my beautiful children. They're right there. Well, you did meet Rory.
We are all really different people, but we still have a huge list of beautiful memories, and it's still growing. Like we're doing it right now.
You would have been really proud of how your family has grown and all the new generations and the new babies and the accomplishments. I think you guys would be really, really proud.
All the people out there right now came from these guys. This was the family, and now check that versus the family tree that Auntie Dulce put together.
What you just heard are beautiful, heartwarming, and loving testimonials spoken from the heart of your family, inspired by the life and love of two very non-assuming, down-to-earth, gentle people.
And so when you ask me what is the impact that Grandma and Grandpa had on me, it's everything. The impact they had on me is everything.
It was always so important to them that we could all be together. And even now, they're still giving us the space to be somewhere where we belong and feel community and feel loved. And we always will have that because we all have each other.
It's nice to know that some of it's gotten passed down to other members, the grandchildren of the family, and hope to get more together with them in the coming years.
And I wish and I hope that in our moments of quiet, that we find each other as you would have wanted us to do.
Mom and Dad, I love you. Last of all, I want to say that house built with love has elastic walls.
And that is the thing that I think that Grandma and Grandpa left all of us with, right? It's that generosity of spirit and time and really anything that you need. Because if you need a place to be, you can be here. And if you need something to eat, you can eat here. And if you need anything at all, you can get that here.
We can still come together like this and find home with each other.
Their legacy is love. Love for family, love for community, love for strangers. So welcoming.
You know what? There was always so much love, and that in and of itself is a gift, a legacy that Grandma and Grandpa gave us.
They had more love than anything else. Grandma B might have had a lot of love for KFC, but she definitely loved all of us a lot more.
Thank you for the sacrifices that you made when we were growing up. Didn't realize then, but I do now. Thank you so much. Thank you for your unconditional love and support. Thank you for your guidance and your words of wisdom.
And I'm so glad that, all of us get to hang out, party, as we do, as we Bascos love to do, like the good old days. So
good times all around, and we're still together as a family.
I am so very blessed and grateful to be part of this family.
Our family is still on its way, goes through so many stages, is what I'm learning. So thank you everybody for welcoming me into this family. I feel so blessed, fortunate.
Thank you, Mom and Dad, for showing us what family love is all about.
And I miss you all so much. And I miss family camping and everything.
But no, I do miss them, and I love them, and I love all of you guys, and I'm happy to see you guys. And let's get these camping trips back together again.
Who's up? It's time to plan some camping here. This counts as an FAG today, but next year, who's up? Who's planning it? Let's go.
I'm full of gratitude and love because of Grandma and Grandpa and the home that we've all created with each other.
I mean, I love Grandma. I love you, Grandma. I love that I look like you, and my son looks like you too.
I don't think that you'd ever find two other people who can inspire such beautiful memories and testimonials and tributes from multiple generations. We are so blessed and honored. Thank you, Mom and Dad.
I miss them.
I miss you.
I do miss them a lot.
So, to Grandma and Grandpa, thank you. I love you. I miss you every day.
I wish you were here. And I know somewhere you are always with us. Love you.
And so, the legacy of the King and Queen lived on, not just in our memories, but in the happy faces that had once filled their beloved home, that surround us now still, as we are here today to celebrate the Basco legacy.
What happened?
Then finally the moment came when only you and I began to share our feelings.
But one final thing that I want to say, and Dad, please include this in this video because it is very important to the people who are younger than me in this family, okay? All of you parents who had kids that are younger than me, you need to make sure that you are telling these children about the story of Grandma and Grandpa. I became aware recently that the majority of the people who are younger than me in this family, and some people who are not even, like, who are older than me in this family, don't know the story of Grandma and Grandpa B. And that is really important. But Dad, take the mic and share the story, or somebody take the mic and share the story, and then you guys can all argue about the little differences that some of you remember differently, and that's okay. It is homework for every single parent. I don't care if you're pregnant right now. I don't care if your baby is like 1 year old. Like, it is your job to tell them the story of Grandma and Grandpa, because it's a beautiful story, and everyone in this family should know it because you wouldn't be here without it.
Finally, the moment came when only you and I began to share our feelings. Alone under the desert sky, we talked of things we've done.